Hello friends, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to build the Spring Boot application which are capable of sending the SMS or the message to any mobile device. So here I will guide you step by step, and at the end you will able to see the application where if you enter any mobile number or any contact number of any person sitting anywhere in this world, then you can easily send the message from that application. So here I will final outcome of this application will look like this. This is the interface, or this is the final look of our application. So here you have to enter the number or the mobile number of the person to whom you want to send the SMS or the message, and here you have to write the whatever the message you want to send to that person, and once you click on the send button, the message will be delivered to that person contact number. So here I have written all the steps whatever required to achieve this feature. So just what you have to do, just follow each and every steps, and you will learn, and you will finally build this application, and you will able to send a message to the any person sitting anywhere in this world, any country, any like anywhere in the Asia or the Africa or the. Okay, so let's begin. The step number one, create a Maven project from the Spring Initializer. So what I'm going to do, I will create a Maven project from the Spring Initializer. So I'm searching on Google Spring Initializer, click on that and give the group name. Okay, give the artifact ID, Spring Boot SMS app. Once it is done, just add some few dependencies. Spring Web. Another one is we are going to add Web Socket. So I will explain you why I am using Web Socket between the project only while writing the code. So for now, just click on the generate. See here, the project started downloading. Once it is downloaded, just unzip that file. Okay, this one I unzipped it. So alright, I have unzipped that file and the folder is created in this path. So now on the next step, I will import this project. Just click on the import project and select the Maven and choose accordingly the options. Choose the directory where you saved that. Just click on finish. It will import in your workspace. See, it is imported here. Just go here and good, this is the package and this is the main class. Now jump to the article. What is the next step? Step number 2, enter the name in the following fields: group, artifact, everything we have completed. Step number 3 is also completed. Step number 4, we have unzip and extract the project in local system, and this is also done. Step number 5 is also completed. Alright, we have completed up to the step number 5. Now come to the main part. Step number 6, we have to configure the WebSocket. So basically we are going to do the configuration to enable the WebSocket in the Spring Boot application. So first I will write this code and create a class in the Eclipse. Then I will explain each and every line of code. So for now what I am doing, I am just copying this all the codes, and at the end once I paste it, I will explain each line of the code. So here I will create a one class. I've given the name WebSocket config. Click on finished. See, I have created the class. Just I am going to paste it. So yeah, we have pasted it. Now close the necessary tabs so that it will be easy to see for you. So see, the very first thing we have the annotation configuration. So configuration annotation we use to make the class as a configuration class. So this is just a configuration class, and we are telling the Spring Boot that this one is belongs to configuration class. And yeah, the next annotation we used here, enable the WebSocket message broker. So this annotation will enable the WebSocket in our Spring Boot application. So see in the article, I have written this. This annotation is used to enable the WebSocket in our application. Okay, so you might be wonder what is the meaning of what is actually WebSocket means. So for that I have opened this tab, and here you can read it. The WebSocket API, wait a minute. See, the WebSocket API is the advanced technology that make it possible to open a two-way interactive communication session between the user's browser and the server. So basically, it provide a one channel or the one protocol through which it establishes the communication between the browser and between the browser and the server. So here the Spring Boot application, our application will act as a server, and browser we have this only have we have browser Google Chrome, and we have different browsers we have. So basically WebSocket API, it provides a proper channel through which we can communicate. Not be means server and the client. Server is our application and the client is browser, so both can easily communicate. So from there you can send a message from the browser to server and from server to browser. So see in the next line here it is written, with this API you can send the message. See here, with this API you can send the message to the server. Server means our application, and receive the event driven response without having to poll the server for a reply. So if I summarize all these terms, we come into the conclusion that it provide a proper protocol through which you can set or send a message from both the ways, from the client side as well as from the server side. So their communication will be like in a smoothly, there will be smooth communication will happen or established between your browser and your Spring Boot application. Okay, that is the meaning of, that is the purpose of WebSocket. So now come to the another line of code. So here we have created a class WebSocket config class, and we have implemented a one interface named WebSocket message broker configurer. So for this, why we are implemented, let's see here. See, class webcon implemented this configure. We implemented this interface because it contains the method to configure or to establish the connection with the WebSocket. So means this interface having all the method to establish the connection or to implement the WebSocket in the Spring Boot application. Okay, so it provides some methods using which you can implement the WebSocket in your Spring Boot application. Now come to the step number 7. In the step number 7, we have to add the two more dependencies in the pom.xml file. The first one is the ThemeLeaf and the second one is the Twilio. Basically, this Twilio is the third-party application or the tool using which we can send the message or receive the message. So this is the third-party tool which provides the feature to send the message. So just we are implementing this feature in our Spring Boot application to send the SMS or the message to any person or any contact number or any mobile number. So let's first just copy it, or you can search from the internet. Simply you write ThemeLeaf dependency and Twilio dependency, will get it. So for now I am just copying it and I will paste code to the pom.xml and go to under the dependency. So I'm pasting here. So now another dependency we have the Twilio dependency. So I'm copying it. After that I am pasting here. Alright, we got this both the dependencies. Now come to the step number 8. Create a POSO class for declaring the message and two variables as shown in the figure. Okay, so in this step what I am going to do, I will create a one POSO class, or we can say model class. Okay, technically we called model class or the POSO class. The purpose of this class here, we will declare the two variable, name is message and name is two. Okay, message and the two. So in this two variable, in the further section or the further video, I will show you in the two variable we will store the mobile number of the person to whom you want to send the message, and this message variable or the add, it will contain the content of the message, means what message you are going want to send to that person, so that thing. So what I am going to do, I will copy it, or simply don't copy it, just go here, right click and create a one class. Give the name SMS POSO. So here I will create a two variable, private string 2, private string message. Okay, we have created two variable. Now create the getter setter for this. Alright, I have created the getters and setter for this two variables. Now move to the further step. Now create a step number 9, create a controller class SMS. Okay, so first I will create a controller class, then I will explain you the code. Right click, go to new class. Alright, I have created the SMS controller class. So now what I am going to do, I will copy it, all the things, and paste it here. Alright, I have pasted that all the codes. So one by one I will explain each line of code what we are doing in this class. The very first thing, we have the REST controller. So the REST controller annotation is just used to make the class as a controller class. And here I auto void the SMS service class. Actually I did not created the SMS service class yet, but in the next part, in the next step, we are going to create this SMS service class. Okay, so that object we are injecting here and we will use it. So now the next one, we are this autobind the is, what is this? Simple messaging template. Actually this is the predefined object which is present in where, look, see, it is present in the Spring framework messaging package, and in the messaging package we have SIMP package, in that this object is present. So from there we are injecting the object of the Spring messaging template. Okay, and here we are declaring the one variable which always be constant throughout the project, because we make it as a final. Okay, now come to the important part. We have created one method named SMS submit. So whenever anybody call this API /SMS from the UI side or from the postman, then this method will get executed. so it will get executed, and so they will call this API along with some parameters. So what is that parameter? That parameter will be 2, variable name is 2, and the message 2 will contain the mobile number or the contact number to that person to whom you want to send the message, and the message variable will contain the body or the text of the message which you want to send it. So that is the purpose why we define the SMS POSO class. See, earlier we defined the SMS POSO class. We mentioned the two, means created the two variables, two and the message. So here we have created to receive that thing from the UI side or from the postman. So once we received, we will store this thing. We will map with the SMS POSO object, and once we map, we are passing this object in a send method. So send method is declared in the service class. So in the next step, I will show what is the purpose of send method. Okay. Now come to the next point. This is, and we put in the try block, because if any exception happened, then it will come in the catch block and we will get the message, error message, what exception we actually got. So once this thing is completed, then we are calling one method convert and send. Okay, this method is actually send the your message to that mobile number. Okay, whatever mobile number you passed, that will send to with the help of this convert and send method. So this is the whole purpose of this API, SMS API is doing. Now come to the another part. We have declared one more API here, that is the SMS callback API. The purpose of this API is that when you send the message, right? When you send the message will be delivered to that person. So once it delivered, it will call back. It will send the confirmation message back to the service class or the server. So server, which we have the server, we have the Spring Boot application as a server. So as a server, we will receive a confirmation message, so we will receive a confirmation message in our application. So that's why have given the name SMS callback. So it will return back the confirmation message, that message has been delivered to that person, like that. And the third one, we are just simply declare the get timestamp in a proper format. We have mentioned the pattern like that. So this is all the thing we have done in the controller class. Now let's go and check the next step. So here I have also written all the explanation, each and every line of code explanation I have mentioned in this article. So if you are interested, just go ahead and read this article from this link. I will give you the link in the description. So yes, now come the step number 10. I told you we have injected this service class here. See here, we have auto-wired the service class. So now in the next step, in the step number 10, we are going to create the service class. Okay. So first what I am going to do, I will copy it and I will explain what is the purpose. Okay. So let's see. Go right click, new class. Give the name some meaningful name. Okay, I have created this class and simply paste it. Now see, the first annotation we use the component. So this will tell the Spring Boot application that this is the part of that is Spring context, or it will recognize as a component. Now come to the these are the some constant variable we fix here. We have declared here a cont SID, auth token, from number. So these three things, and if you read this line, what I have written here, enter your SID number from Tulo. Okay, from the Tulo, what I told Tulo, we are using the third party tool to send the SMS or the message to the some person or some contact number or mobile number. So from the Tulo, for this purpose, what you have to do, you have to register in the Tulo. Okay, this is a very free Android, like less than a 30 second it will take to register and sign up. And once you register, you will get three things: account seed, auth token, and from number. So let's see, once you sign up, how it will look, how the screen will look. So see, this is the final URL, Tulo URL. Once you register, you will got the dashboard. In the dashboard, you will see this is the mobile number. Okay, when you sign up this the Tulo account, when you are doing the sign up, at that time it will ask for the mobile number. So once you give the personal mobile number, they will confirm it and they will generate a new mobile number for this application only. So this mobile number here, you can see it is only for Tulo purpose. Okay, so this is the mobile number. This mobile number, where you have to mention here, you have to mention this from number. In that number should be considered is your number. Okay. Now come to this. This is one the this one is the account sheet. Account sheet. Just copy it and paste it here. Here. Okay. Sorry. Here. Account sheet. Here you have to paste it. Now the third one which we have, auth token. Just copy it and paste it in the auth token. Okay. So these are the things you will get from the Tulo. Once you got this, once you got this, and if you put all these thing here, just it will work. Now come to the next part. So the send, what is send? Send is the method we declare here, and here we are initializing the Tulo third party tool. We are initializing with the account SID and account token. So whatever the value if you enter from the that Tulo account seed and the account token, you will have to pass here, and it will initialize the Tulo in Spring Boot application. So once it initialized, then what you have to do, you have to call the creator method, okay, on the message object. So this object is declared in where, see here in the Tulo REST.api package. Like in this package it is declared. So you have to call this creator method. In that you have to pass the phone number sms dot get to. Okay, it will return the two variable where we declare sms is what, sms poso object. It is representing the sms poso object. So come to the controller class. In the controller class we are calling the send. See, we are calling the send sms and we are passing it. So once you call it, it will come here and the object will received here, and it will get the number to whom you want to send, and here you are passing the number of your number. Okay, and this third variable you are passing the what is the message you want to send. Once you done, you have to call the create method. So the message will be created in the this variable. All these thing, three data it will store. Three data, what are they? It will store the person to whom you are sending the message, the contact number of that person. What is your contact number, that also will store in the message variable. And whatever the text or the message you want to send, that thing also will store in this message variable or the object of message class. Okay, so once everything is done, so once everything is done, it will send it to the person to whom you mention the contact number. So that is whole thing this send method is doing. Okay, like that. So this received we are did not use it here, but yeah, this is the purpose of send message. Now come to the next part. So yes, before moving to the next part, you should remember that you have to sign up in the Tulo and it will not take more than 10-20 seconds. Okay, once you sign up, you will got all this SID number, token, auth talk token number, and your virtual mobile number. Okay, you will get all the three things, and just what you have to do, just go copy from there Tulo and paste it here. So once you done this step, then you move into the next step. See here, I explain each and every line of code. Auth sheet, what is that? Everything. If you want to read it, just go through this article. So now we are good to go for the further structure. Okay, you have to first register on the Tulo for getting the auth token SID. Okay, you have to register it. This is the final project structure. See here, this is the final project structure we have. Still two things are missing. If you two things are that UI part is missing. So here the step number 11. In step number 12 I explain the UI part, and that is completely optional step. We will look into the forward. We will look first. We have to complete the step number 11 to test it is working or not. So run the application and test it from the Postman. So what I am going to do, I will click on Postman and it will open. Alright, Postman is now open. Now come to the one time. See here, we are getting some error here. Fix this error. What error is that? SMS service class. Okay, yeah, you can see it. The name is SMS, a small m and a small s. That's why it is giving error. Just copy it and paste it here. Now you can see error gone. So we are good to go further step. Just go in the Postman. This is the Postman. Now check the article. Step number 11. Hit the following UI or API from the Postman. Okay, and you have to pass this variable. In the two you have to mention the mobile number to whom you want to send the message, and this message parameter contain the body of the message, means what you want to send. Okay, let's go. What I'm going to do, I will copy it and go to the Postman. I will paste it here and click on body tab, click on raw and select the JSON. Scroll. Just what I'm going to do, I will copy it and paste it. Okay, here you have to give the mobile number. Okay, and it should be correct, right? This is not a correct number, this is just a sample data. But if you notice one thing, I have uses +91. So +91 is the country code of India. Okay, if you are staying in some other country, then use your country code. For example, if you are from USA, then you use +1 instead of +91. So to know the country code, just go into the browser and search the country code. Okay, if you are staying in USA, search country code of USA, you got +1. If you are from India, just click on this, you will get +91. Similarly, if you are from Bangladesh, you will get this. This is the country code of Bangladesh. So like that, you have to search accordingly in which country you are staying or to whom you want to send a message. And that person is where he is staying right now. So I am just entering my mobile number only here, or in mobile number here. Once you enter the mobile number, just go and select the post request, and this is the URL, and click on send button. But before click on the send button, just jump into your project and run this project, because without running off is possible. The project is not running. So just right click in the main class run as Java application. Alright, you can see this started Spring Boot SMS application has been started on the port number 8080. Now let's jump into the Postman and see, make sure that you should enter the correct mobile number or contact number to whom you want to send the SMS, and it should start with the country code. Alright, and this is the message body. Now you can see this is the screen of my mobile phone or the number what I have entered here. Okay, that is the screen. So once I press on the send button, I will receive the message. See here, click on send. See here, I got 200. Okay, now it is taking some time. See here, I got the message. Let's check what is this. See, message sent from your Tulo trial account. Okay, and sending the message from Spring Boot. So see here, this message and this message both are same, sending the message from the Spring Boot, sending the message from the Spring Boot. If you want to verify it, just I am changing the message body, so I am checking this is working or not. So I will write send. I am sending the message for second time. So exactly this message will received. So let's open my this screen. I will go back to my home screen. This is my home screen, and if I click on the send, see, I got the 200. Okay, and here I will receive the message. Wait, yeah, can you see it? We got the message. Just click on that. See here, send from your Tuluk trial account. See, I am sending the message for second time. I am sending the message from second time. It means it is working perfectly. Okay, it is working perfectly. Now come to the next step. We are good to go in the next step. What is the next step? Let's check out, go to the article. See, step number 12. And here I also written all the things, whatever I told you. You can easily go and read it. Step number 12. Create a simple UI or the front end. Okay, for this purpose, what you have to do, you just need to add two files for the front end, that is index.html and the main.js file in the following path. So first I will create this file in the following path. Just go here, go to the static. Where is the static? This one. Right click, new file. Give the name index.html. One more file we have to create, new, go to the file, what is the name? Main.js. Alright, I have created both the file, but it is empty right now. So now see, in the article I have mentioned, if you want to implement this, you just go here in this link and download the file. So if I click on this link, I will redirect to my GitHub account where I have hosted my all the codes. So see, so what you have to do, I want index.html. Just click on go to file and directly search here index.html. Look, we got this file. Click on this. Now see, this is the file. What I will do, I will just copy it, because I have only written all the things, and if you want, it's very simple. If you know the little bit Java HTML, then it is very simple. You can understand, it's very easy. I will save it. Okay, another file what we want, main.js. Simply just search it, you will got it. Main.js. Here this one is contain the jQuery. I use the jQuery for this purpose. Basically the library of JavaScript. jQuery is the library of JavaScript. If you don't know, then okay, then no problem if you don't know. Okay, let's paste it and let's rerun the application again. We all good to go to see the good screen now, UI side. I will go and the main class, go to main class, right click, run as Java application. Okay, see, it will start running on the port number 8080. Just go and verify it is running or not. Local host 8080. Wow, wonderful. We got this screen. So this thing is only coming because of two files. Which one is that? Index.html and main.js. Okay. Mainly the index.html, whatever you design, see blue color and this area, this is the HTML. So if you enter the mobile number, so I'm entering the mobile number to whom I want to send the message. So here I will give the text message. I am from Spring Boot UI or front end. Okay, this message I am sending. Same message if I received, then our application is working perfectly. Just open this app. So this is the home screen of my mobile. Okay, if I click on the send and see, if I click on the send button, I will get the message. Can you see it? I got the message. Just open it. See here, I got this again message. I am from the Spring Boot UI or the front end screen. From where did this message come? This from here. Can you see it is working perfectly? This is our final app we developed. So all the code, whatever I told you, everything is present in this article. Where? Oh, wait a minute. So this is the article I have written, all the things I have given here, even the source code is link is also available. If you are stuck in any place, then you go and read it. And if you want the code, just go on my GitHub account. I have given the link and download the code in your local system and run it for the reference purpose. And if you're stuck in anywhere, just go here step by step. I have written each and every line of code, each and every line explanation. Just go ahead and read it. So thank you so much for watching this video. If I hope you enjoyed this video and you got to learn and develop something new which you don't know. So yeah, thank you so much and goodbye.